Hey there folks, today I'd like to take a casual peek into my bio of a dio of ACBA The Question. Now this is going to be a behind the scenes look at the creation of my video entry for the ACBA World Championship 2011 Round 1. Now it's been a while since I did my last bio of a dio. I think I did it for Shartimus Prime's contest. But I was on Facebook and I saw a post by Hooliganism 1982, hang loose there, and he was doing a behind the scenes look of his video contest entry, and was asking everybody else to produce something similar. Mainly because one of the rules for the contest is that you can't really have any commentary. And if you wanted to explain how you constructed a particular video, you couldn't do that. So I guess he created a supplemental video, like those extras on those DVDs and Blu-rays. And he asked everyone else to go ahead and create one, and I decided to go ahead and revive my Bio of a Dio series. I only had one episode prior, but I guess this will be my second episode of Bio of a Dio. Anyways, for the first part of this bio of a dio, I want to go over the music and sound, and I think that's one of the most overlooked items in creating an ACBA display or contest entry. I think that music and audio is one of the most essential things in creating a video, and without it, I don't think you can evoke an emotional response by images themselves. I think music and audio actually enhance the experience. I mean, it's been around since the beginning of motion picture, whether it was a silent picture with an orchestral score or with the introduction of dialogue. It's just been around, and it's just essential. And for my videos, I use musical score. I don't use soundtrack because I'm very poor at deciding the appropriate soundtrack. I'm not like Quentin Tarantino, where he can just get the perfect soundtrack, perfect piece of music to use in his movies. And for me, I like orchestral scores, and that's what I use. And if you've seen any of my videos, you'll notice, or you'll hear, I guess, that I actually create my own scores. I don't use what's currently available in stores, I guess, or iTunes. And I use it creating the Magic's Music Maker software. And it's not creation of original music. It's actually using sound loops to stitch together a particular piece of music. Now, one of the things lacking of these loop-based software is that you cannot really create melodic music on its own with the loops that you have. If you wanted to create a melodic tune, you'd have to create it yourself and add it in. But provided with the loops from the add-on packs or what's included with the software, you can create some great filler music, and that's what most of my music is in my videos. Now, what I have here is not what I used for my contest entry. Unfortunately, I did not save my track information. I just ended up exporting the music into a WAV file. But we'll just use this as a sample here. And what's neat about this software is that you can actually stitch individual sound loops or sound files of various instruments. Here, let me show you, for example, this is a bunch of cello basses. And we also have some horns as well. This is the green one here. And this track here is a string ensemble. and this is a set of violins. Now, by selecting the appropriate sound files and just stitching them all together, you can create a really neat piece of music, filler music. And it's really simple and easy to use, and a lot of it is just really mishmashing stuff until it sounds pretty neat. And I have a whole bunch of different styles: ambient, chill out type, Brazil 66, house, electronica, even flamenco style. And you can really create a whole bunch of different styles of music if you have the appropriate tools. And for my contest entry, I needed something to fit the noir feeling of the question, because that's what I think of when I see and read the question, is that noir type setting. And like I said, I did not save the track information. I just ended up exporting the final audio file. Now, taking a look at my video here, you can hear the piano, which I think represents a noir feel pretty well. And eventually you'll hear piccolo, which represents the question. I believe that's the question's leitmotif. And if you're really paying attention, at the very beginning you can actually hear the leitmotif of the killer moth. I think it's at second number 5 or 6. I put that in there as a sort of an Easter egg type of thing. If you watched my video for Webhead X's contest entry, you'll recognize the Killer Moth's theme. Let me see if I can play it here. Yeah, I can hear it playing in the background. I can't remember what instrument that is, but it's just got a creepy feel. Now, in addition to music, I think sound effects are an essential piece to audio in a video. And I have 3 sound effects in my video. Of course, the most obvious one are the footsteps here that I thought was from the get-go necessary for my video. I think that strobe light effect to simulate walking for a freestanding display was just not enough, and I really needed sound effects for him to simulate that walking sequence of him going down the alleyway. And I thought that added to the video. Another sound effect was the turn after he gets to the alleyway. And on Friday night, Saturday morning, I was about to submit my video. I was just reviewing it one more time, and I just noticed that in between him walking and turning on the flashlight, the transition between was a little too long, and I was about to just edit a portion of that video out. And instead, I decided to add a sound effect for the turning on the flashlight, and I think that sound actually bridges the gap between the two scenes nicely without having to cut the video for time. And I thought that was kind of neat. And another last-minute sound effect was revealed with the killer moth. And that when the question was going through the rubbish here, looking for clues to Robin's killer, when you hear its clanking of glass. Now, I could not find a sound effect for clanking glass, so I ended up going to soundj.com. Couldn't find it there, but I found the next best thing, and that was a spoon hitting porcelain cup. And that's what you hear right where he shifts that flashlight over to the question's left. And without that sound effect, I think that it really does not give a reason for the question to suddenly find the killer moth. It needed to be something for him to suddenly shift over to the left and find the killer moth right on the wall there. So okay, that was a pretty neat last-minute addition right before the shift of camera angle on there. But this is I guess the end of this portion of the video, and next we're going to go ahead and take a look at the practical effects and I guess the set. Alright, we're back on the set, and everything is brightly lit here. You can see everything except for the actors. They're off to the side at the moment. And taking a look at it, if you've seen some of my previous ACBAs or displays, this may look familiar, and it's because I've used this set for a previous contest entry, and this entry for the World Championship ACBA tournament is sort of a pseudo-sequel to my previous contest entry. And what better way than to reuse the set that I used on my previous entry. And I decided to go ahead and use some different actors. Obviously, the new actor here is the Question, and of course used some returning actors. We have here Killer Moth here, and he's practicing for Halloween to scare the kitties out of their candy on there. Well, anyways, going over this set here, a lot of the work was already done, such as the construction of the set. It's basically 3 pieces of basically foam board, and they are scaled to a 1-foot square, mainly because of space. I just lack the space where I'm at, so I have to design my displays based on a smaller set size. So, and I consciously decided to use a 1 foot by 1 foot square area, and decided that would be the best way to tell my stories, to see how I could tell my stories through a small space. And with the use of lighting, you can actually change the look of your displays to make them larger or smaller. And for the night scene, it was obviously smaller and more packed, you could say. Now, just taking a look at the set here, like I said, this is made of foam board, and I have attached it using packing tape and cocktail, what do you call it, toothpicks. I don't know if I can turn that around here. You can just see there's the packing tape to join the sides, and then I just stick these cocktail toothpicks through the sides of the foam board here, and then clip them off. That's just to help secure it into place so they don't fall over or anything. And it's held up pretty much for the better part of half a year so far. It's a little warped due to some of the painting, but that's okay. You live and learn. And you can see I used some paint for the floor here, which doesn't pick up too well. You really have to make your stuff really rough looking to just pick it up in the details on the camera, because my particular camera is only shoots 640 by 480 at 30 frames a second. So, and it's primarily a digital still camera that just happens to have video features, and I guess it's considered an older camera. It's a Canon S5, and it doesn't. If you have some stuff really finely detailed, like here on the floor, it doesn't pick up too well. It tends to be washed out on the details. But I did paint it a base black, and then did another coat of gray on top of that, and just wildly doing streaks of gray here. So it tried to make it look dirty. I didn't do a very good job, but like I said, you live and learn, and on the next set I'll have to improve on that. Over here you can see a couple reddish spots. That's the wax from the cheese from Slings of Web that he suggested using for sticking on anything, and that was just for my actors to stand into, like a stand-in spot, so because these guys tend to topple over easily with this warped floor here. It's just trying to get them and then into place, and then knock it, and they just get knocked over with the slightest nudge. So I applied a little bit of the wax there to help secure them into place. Actually, where is it? The bottom Killer Moth's foot is filled with wax now, at least on the peg hole there. So, but that's just the cheese wax that's on there. And just some of the stuff here, you can see some of the graffiti, just quickly painted. That was there from the previous contest entry. What was new was this here, which was basically the Robin logo, the best I could try. Not the modern logo, but his older logo. And basically he had written down Robin was here. And of course Killer Moth, having killed off Robin in the previous contest entry where this set was used, he was just marking a spot that Robin was killed here. Of course he never finished painting the word killed because he got interrupted by the question. And just going over some of the other stuff here, I got some garbage bags. To create these garbage bags, I used real garbage bags and just cut a circular pattern, and then I think I put a piece of paper in here, a wadded up piece of paper, a sheet of paper, and then wrapped the garbage bag around it and tied it off with twisty tie on there. Thought that looked like a good looking garbage bag there. And just some of the other props I stuck in there. Tony Stark's Mark V suit was back here. A garbage can that I picked up, I think it was a Phineas and Ferb playset, that on the other side you just rotate it and there's the platypus there. But I saw this and decided to use this. I thought it was a neat item. It scales well with 6-inch figures, you can see there. This here is a mop and bucket from a Popeye set on there. You see the United States Navy acronym there. And some other stuff here. Got the barbed wire from one of those cheap G.I. Joe knockoffs they sell at Walmart. I think it's the Core. They had a playset for barbed wire. I just stuck back there. A couple boxes from the Tarantula set from the Spider-Man line. And Ninja Turtle before they became mutated, crawling out of the box. I can't get that in the focus there, but yeah. And this here, and this was the grappling hook accessory that came with the Robin. If you saw my previous contest entry with this set, Robin was swinging off of this when he was shot by Killer Moth, and it was just still sitting there. And I tried to, every time I shot a take of this, it must have been over 50-60 takes just to get it right, or at least what I thought was right. I had to swing that every time just to simulate the wind blowing on that there. So, but that's the physical set there, and as you can see, it's very brightly lit now. It's daytime, and to get the night scene, I did not have a shadow box, so I really had to shoot this at night, and most of the time after the Munchkins had gone to bed, and then just turned off the lights and used different light sources. And let me see if I can go find the light sources that I use. Hold on here. Alright, I found my light sources, and I basically used two different light sources. One, the flashlight that the question uses, and the other one was a secondary light source because of the flashlight, it's the intensity of the flashlight. When I shot this without the secondary light source, let me just put the question here where he was at in the video. In Killer Moths over here. Now, when I had shot using the flashlight, which this here I got at Walmart for $10 on clearance. It's an LED flashlight that actually is pretty neat, but it's actually pretty bright. And when I was shooting it at night, the light source was shining on to Killer Moth here, but everything else in the background went completely black due to the very bright light shining on Killer Moth. And to achieve some slight illumination just to get the question in the shot, because he was just completely blacked out with this light, with this flashlight. And I used a secondary light source. I found this here, and this was one of my push lights that I got almost a year ago for my shelves. And this is an LED as well, and it looks bright on camera, but it's not very bright. It's actually kind of dim. And I used that off the side of the view screen and just basically illuminated a little bit more light to get the question in the shot. And I also used this for the walking sequence. Now, one of the rules for the ACBA tournament was that it had to be a freestanding display, and you really couldn't move your figures, and I wanted a walking scene where the question was walking into the alley, but how would you do that without moving your figure? And I basically used a cheat, you could say, and used a strobe-like type of effect to simulate walking. Just basically take a shot of his foot for about 30 seconds and timing to the sound file of the footsteps. I just basically pushed the light on and off to the timing of I can't get the timing down right now, but basically like the timing to the footsteps on the sound file. And I had to do at least 20 or 30 takes to get it just right, because I was off most of the time, as you could see earlier, and just getting it timed correctly to simulate a strobe-like effect like he was walking. And it took a little bit of work, but I think it turned out okay. I guess I could have moved the camera back and forth, but I didn't think that would be a good idea to simulate walking. I thought the strobe effect would have been just okay and enough on there. And for the flashlight sequence, one thing I like about this particular flashlight here is that it has different intensity levels, and you can actually adjust this particular focal, I guess, range of the light. And here with the light, you can turn it on, and you can actually rotate this end here, and you can see it can adjust the size of and intensity of the light. So that was kind of neat on there. And this also is a great flashlight in that you can actually change the angle here if you want. It has a clip type of thing where you can clip it onto something and also like I said, it has two different intensity levels. And this thing was $10 at Walmart. It's a really neat flashlight. It only runs on AAA batteries too, so really cool item on there. And hopefully the effect turned out well for the flashlight sequence. And this is another thing that I want to mention, is that trying to get this flashlight and this camera, which is not a tiny camera. This is just a little smaller than a DSLR, and it's, like I said, a Canon S5, so it's not too bulky, but it's bigger than a compact camera. And trying to get the combination of the camera and this lamp into a 1-foot square navigating through these figures, trying to get the shots of all of the items to simulate what the question was, looking for clues and stuff, was a big pain. And timing it to the music, like I said, took at least 50-60 takes just to get it right, because it was one shot from the starting sequence here to the end of the video. That was one single shot for, I think it was 20 seconds, and just timing it to the music was a big pain. But I think I got it down okay. I did have to do snippets here and there and add some stuff on there, but this is my casual peek into my bio of a dio for ACBA the question. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.